Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. I'm going to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations be to the hopeful elect brothers. News in his gospel, brother, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just a lesson through the spirit. I kind of seen a few brothers where the Apostle Gabar went into men give life, not women. As it seemed to be a big controversial topic among men and women, mainly women, because it's straightforward, man. I mean, it's common sense. Science proves it. Common sense proves it. The scriptures proves it. Above all things, the Bible proves it. And that's what really matters, because, you know, you have this intermingling of this battle between men and women, the battle of the sexes, due to feminism and women's liberation and all these particular political aspects they've thrown before us. There's been a war between men and women for the last 60 plus 70 years. All right. Now it's coming down to the common sense, something that should be really straightforward and simple as the fact who gives life, man or woman. OK, now, why that seems to be a complex question, it's not really hard to understand, because common sense, anybody that knows anything about gardening is familiar with the term husbandry. Husbandry is just another way of saying planter, or like a farmer or a planter, because that's what it is. You put your seed in the earth, and whatever seed you put forth, the earth sprouts forth. Okay, that's the diversity of the earth. The earth is able to bring forth with seed which you plant, because it works hand in hand like the man and woman. Okay, sperm is life of itself. Okay, but it cannot fully become a human until it reaches fertilized eggs, which is a step, which is a two-step. Well, I won't say two-step, but I say two-step process, meaning man and woman. Okay, the man shoots his seed into the woman's vagina, then she fertilizes his seed in her egg, and then before you know it, if it's healthy enough, it comes from an embryo to a full-fledged human being. But the spirit, okay, is of life through the Father. Okay, because we know that man holds the seed. Okay. You don't ever see a particular, like a strawberry planter will never sprout up of its own unless there are particular seeds that is planted in the process, man. Okay, but see, you got this whole concept, because women just seems to be so, they feel they're so superior to men, to the point that men have no responsibility or no type of hand in the production of life, when in fact, the reason why life exists is through men. Okay, it's a first step process. The Most High created man first. Okay, then he created the woman. Okay, but even then, woman is of the man, woman, right? So she's of the man. So technically, you come out of us. And we know the whole breakdown about, you know, how the Most High pretty much created Eve out of his rib. It wasn't like a literal rib he got from his side, but we understand that that's going through a particular matriarchal lineage. Okay, because when you study, no, not matriarch, patriarchal lineage, Slakia. Because when you study patriarch, that's the study of the father, or the study of male in tribes, or the male, basically. Matriarch, which the society has totally driven in misconception, is dealing with the woman. And most women have a matriarch type mindset, because it deals with the elevation of women, which is why we have this argument. Okay, so this whole argument, a woman, she creates life. No, woman does not create life. She helps to complete the process of life. I say that. But overall, you have live sperm cells, which is swimming in your ball sacks, okay? And when you look at sperm under a tiny microscope, it looks like little babies, okay? No, it don't have legs and feet and all that other shit, but nonetheless, they are still, that's living seed, okay? Just to understand that. Now, women do play an essential part in birth giving, because they have to bear the seed, okay? You have to put the seed into where she fertilizes. 9 months, it becomes fully developed, because it's fertilized throughout her womb. So yes, woman is very well needed in the aspect of childbirth. Okay, we cannot say that enough. But initially, men's seed is what gets the process started. You put the seed in her, then her body does what it does. Okay, now her body may do most of the work as far as the creation process, as far as getting the baby the particular nutrients, because that's what she's designed to do. Okay, my job is to put the piece in the oven, and it's the oven's job to cook the motherfucker right and make sure it's not undercooked or overcooked. Okay, that's why you invest in a good oven, because it does the job. Okay. Now, yeah, I may commend the oven and say, hey, you know what, this is a good oven, but at the end of the day, I still have to manage the temperature, I have to watch it, and I have to do what's required to make sure this piece is on point, or the oven is getting thrown the fuck out. Okay. But anyway, this is like a little article here. But I'm gonna go back to this because people seem to be stupid. So I says, who carries the seed, man or woman? It says both mother and father contribute to the seed that grows into a child, but the woman contributes to the flower and the man the pollen. Okay, and that's right. Okay, but the seed comes from men. Okay, woman does not have seed. She has eggs, but not seed. Okay, eggs cannot create birth of their own. All right, so I went to Reddit here, and of course, there's a bunch of simple-minded people, that's giving it just total diverse opinions. But it says, what the fuck is seed of life? But it says you can't have life without both halves. Why that is, to some point, true. But like I mentioned, sperm it is alive of itself because dead sperm cannot impregnate women, and women cannot fertilize dead seeds. It's just not gonna work. Okay, that's just not how that works. So obviously, it has to be in the egg does not bring the sperm alive. In order for the process of procreation to be in effect, the seed has to be alive and well, which comes from the man, which means that they're already living. Okay, and it's what women don't understand because they're so hell-bent on feminist ideologies to the point they can't even shut the fuck up and look at common sense. But men gives the life. Okay, so it says, metaphorically, when comparing human birth to that of a flower in a plant, the seed of life is the fertilized egg of the female, which is bullshit. It says, since the ovule, and I guarantee you this is a dumbass woman saying this. It says, since the ovule of the flower resembles the egg cell of the female, the pollen grains from the pollen resembles the sperm cell from the male. But what does that have to do with anything? Because it represents something can look like something all day, but that doesn't take away or negate the fact that men brings forth life. This is why when you read in the scriptures, it always starts with male genealogy. You don't see women as begotten of anybody because they're begotten of males. Okay, you don't see that Sarah gave birth to Isaac and Rebecca gave birth to this, and then Eve gave birth to Seth, and you know what I'm saying. You don't see that, but you see Adam begot sons, Seth begot sons, and Enoch begot sons, Esau begot sons. It always say what the men do. Okay, but it says a child gets half of his chromosomes from the mom and the other half from the dad. But when you study chromosomes and you study DNA, it is scientifically proven that the child receives 80% of the men's DNA, of the men's genes, because that child is what that father is. Usually, when you see like sportsmen figure like sports, right? 9 times out of 10, like if both parents are athletic, then the baby will sure be athletic because she gets what he gets from both sides. We're not taking away from that. But 9 times out of 10, if the child is highly athletic, they got it from the father side of the family. And when you study athletes, most of the child's fathers were athletes or they was in some type of form of sportsmanship. Okay, prime example, right? My daughter, she's 13 now. This little girl, she does backflips like all fucking whammy. She's dope. Like she's literally like, she's in like the ballet, and she wants to do the Junior Olympics, which, she wins. She comes first place in all our competitions, obviously. But her mom was never into gymnastics. Now, yeah, her mom did play like ball and stuff like that, basketball, but her mother was never like athletically inclined, she was just trained to do certain things, but she's not very athletic. But me on my side of the family, my father, myself, we were all athletes. Like my father, he played college ball, track, these things. Me, I played ball, martial arts, I did gymnastics, cross country, track, all these things. And it's no coincidence that this little girl was doing exactly the same thing that I'm doing. And that's just one example. And several brothers can attest to that, man. She's picked up on gymnastics like that. You know what I'm saying? She learned how to do a backflip before I was even able to teach her how to perfect it. To show you how far the men's DNA go. Okay? But anyway, it says men because women are just manual dishwashers that don't have the correct biological processes to apply. Okay? It says technically the man carries the seed and the woman carries the egg. And that's absolutely right. It says, man, the woman is the cradle of life. Well, you can't really say that, but though she does help bring forth life because that's the process. She does bear the child. We beget sons and daughters, but she bears them because they come from between her legs. So we're not taking away the process that women creating childbirth, but it's just like, goddamn, get a man something, okay? Because to be technically honest, they really are babies. You just birthed them for. You know, we know y'all don't like that because Esau has put it in your mindset that the primary, how do you say it, what they call priorship or something like that. I can't pronounce it, but usually the sole custody goes to the mother, and that's not how it's supposed to be, you see, but that's this weak, effeminate society. All right, so going back here, we're going to get into a couple of precepts, straightforward, but this is an article here. It's called the Father Seed, Mother Sorrow. So it says men are 100% the parents of children. Women are 0% parents, okay? And I don't know where they're getting at with this article, but men are 100% parents of their children. They really are. And women, they are their seeds too. But if they're going about this in a way that I'm thinking about, meaning like the seed, then he's on point with that, you know? But it says the idea that seed of human life comes from the testicles of men was widely written about and indeed taken for granted. It says nobody thought in terms of two seeds in fusion, and if they dared to suggest, they were accused of blasphemy and occultism. So let's see if he's scoffing. Father material. Women in a maze with no exit. Now, I don't know if he's elevating a woman, but, I mean, we're going to kind of go through it a little bit anyway. But, I mean, I pretty much explained it in a nutshell. So let's just see if this bags up the claim. But it says the essential difficulty of this theory of reproduction is that the source of the seed, the man, is physically distinct from the means of production, the woman. It says that led to the greatest problem for women, men feeling they had to control means of their male reproduction. Oh, yeah, this is some bullshit. Yeah, basically they're scoffing it basically, but nonetheless, man, it was just like, okay, we thought we had something, so we're not gonna really go into that. Men are seed carriers, women are incubators. Know the difference. Okay, so let's see what this is, and that's absolutely true. An incubator, fucking oven. So it says men always marvel at how much a woman can recall, but to date, the many outfit you wore, blase. It says men, on the other hand, have memories remotely stored and selectively remember in a fashion that is beyond their control, almost forgetting it soon, blase. All right. It's another feminism shit. Men are seed carriers, women are incubators. Know the difference, which is actually a true statement. So anyway, man, look like they're not really giving us too much information because, like I said, this Google shit is really censored. But I mean, the point is, case in point, it says descendants of Adam, right? Okay, so when you look up the word descendant, of course, they want to give me all this other descendant, okay? It says here, successor, scion, offshoot, heir, offspring, or progeny, which progeny goes into father, issues, family lineage, prosperity, seed, fruit of someone else's loins, which is the sperm, the nut, offspring, okay? It says the descendants of Adam. Now, also what I did do is I went into the etymology of father, okay? And it says here, Middle English, fader, or Old English, feather. He who begets a child, nearest male ancestor, also any lineal male ancestor, the supreme being, which is like a god or a god. In late Old English, one who exercises parental care over another. There you go. Okay. It says from the Pi root, father source, which is presumably from baby, the indolently formerly was regarded as and blase. Like I said, it's lessons within lessons. Leading men, elders. But going back here, it says here, parental care of another. Okay. He begets a child. Look up the word beget. We're going to look this up. Father, sire, generate, spawn, create, give life to, bring into being, bring into the world, have, procreate, reproduce, breed. That's the definition of father, and that's the definition of beget. And this is why they say you begat sons and daughters, and we'll get that in Jeremiah as well. But anyway, I looked up, this is the book of Genesis 5, and I'm gonna start at verses. Let's start at verses 6. It said, matter of fact, and why do you think they started with the why the hell do you think they start with the man first, man? I mean, this is common sense, and this is why everybody knocks the Bible, because they feel like the Bible is male chauvinistic. They feel like it's dogma. They feel like it elevates the man. Well, the Bible does elevate the man because the Lord deals with the man. Okay, but it's not negating the importance of the woman. It tells you the importance of the woman in the scriptures. You women just don't accept that shit because you're fucking feminists. You're not men. Get over it. Okay, and in the times we coming in, you gonna love to be Betty Homemaker, man. Okay, all this confusion about what a man and a woman is. It's simple, man. Okay, a man has a dick and balls and a woman has a vagina. Okay, so it said this is the book of generations, and there you go. The etymology, or the root word of the word generations is gene. Go back into the word gene or raza. It means seed or sperm. It says of Adam and the day that the Most High, well, the powers created man in the likeness. Okay, it says of the power made he him. Okay, so it says man is made in the image of the Most High. That shows you that there's a level of importance that you don't accept. But it says male and female created he them and blessed them and called their name Adam, which shows that there was a nation called Adamites. Okay, the woman was called that. Why? Because she was named after the man. She took on his name, his nation. You know, like my daughter, right? Prime example. If I'm a Levite, my daughter's a Levite. Her mother could be a Judite, Gadite, whatever. At the end of the day, she has no dealing with that. Her lineage comes through me. Whatever I am, that's what my kid is. Okay, and it says, and called their name Adam in the day when they were created. And Adam lived 146 years and begot a son in his own likeness and after his image, and called his name Seth, which Seth was righteous. It says, in the days of Adam, after he had begotten Seth, and were 800 years, he begot sons and daughters. So let's look up the word begot here and see what it means here. All right, and the Hebrew word for begot goes into the Hebrew word Yaladah, okay, Yaladah, that's Yadalah Nadah. And it says to bear, to bring forth, beget, to bear, bring forth of childbirth, okay, to be born, to cause or help bring forth, okay, to beget a child, and we get the point, to declare one's birth, pedigree, takes me back to, what is that, Numbers 1 and 18, and you can read the rest of the chapter and it goes into it, okay. So pedigree, ancestry, descendant, lineage, line of descendant, genealogy, they go to word gene again, family tree, extraction, derivation, origin, heritage, parentage, paternity, birth, family, bloodline, which your bloodline is technically through your father because he carries the seed. Okay, bloodline. All right, now let's go here to Numbers, first chapter, 18 verse. And we just read the definition of pedigree. So it says, and they assembled the congregation together on the first days of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees, okay, their birth, their lineages, after the families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward, and their poles. Okay, and it says, and as the Lord commanded Moses, so he numbered them in the wilderness of Sinai, and the children of Reuben. Why did it say Reuben and not the women that these men laid down with? Which Reuben is the oldest of Jacob's 12 sons. Reuben is the eldest brother. Why did it say the children of Reuben and not the mother? If the seed was not through man, if man didn't bring forth life. See, we gonna get back. The Most High is gonna put this thing back in order, man. And ain't gonna, none of you scoffers, you scorners, you gainsaying, coming up with your own opinions. In the kingdom, it ain't gonna be no fucking opinions, man. Okay, the Lord's getting ready to shut all that shit up. Arguing about with a goddamn man. You got this one Edomite bitch. Now I'm getting mad. She went to the nurse, and the Jake nurse was like, look, I'm trying to be tranquil with you, but she said, look, you ain't no fucking woman. This bitch like, oh, how am I 6 weeks pregnant? I'm a man. She said, well, technically, before you got the sex change, you were impregnated by a male. She said, but that's impossible. I'm a man. She said, no, you are not a man. You stupid idiot. And this is the type of freakism that this fucking environment, that this current administration has brought forth to the table. You got really women arguing about what they really are and what they not. I shouldn't be pregnant. I'm a man. No, you're not. Okay, I don't give a damn if you get what changed between your legs. Your molecular structure, your anatomy is that of female. Okay, you have female ovaries, you have female body parts, and your DNA reads you are of the female species. Okay, you can get your head shredded, you can get fucking Brock Lesnar muscles. At the end of the day, you still a woman. You still bleed every month. So get that out of here, man. And this is another reason why the missiles got to come, because there shouldn't be that's common sense, man. But it says here, in the children of Reuben, Israel's eldest son, by their generations, they go to word gene, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, by their poles, every male from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. And this is why the women hate the Most High so much, because he deals with the man. Okay, and another thing that proves you women are incapable of governing yourselves. Okay, you're not capable of doing what's right in the eyes of the Heavenly Father. You have to be governed. Okay, and don't get mad at just your nature. You need to be led. You know, and you have it easy. Shit, we the one to get all the responsibilities. Only thing you got to do is lay on your back, spread your legs, get on your knees, cook clean, do whatever your man tells you to do, and shut the fuck up. That's just simple. It's them 5 things. You ain't got to do nothing else. You ain't got to go out here and speak. You ain't got to deal with the body. You ain't got to deal with none of this stuff, man. What the hell you complaining about? But then if they had the responsibility we had, they wouldn't want that either. Women, that's why women just need to just chill, bro. Anyway, Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter, says, I myself am a mortal man like to all, and the offspring of him. The offspring. And y'all subconsciously said it. Oh, that's that man's seed. He looks just like him. Y'all subconsciously say it all the time. And it says, of him that was first made of the earth, and in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in a time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of men, and the pleasure that came with sleep. Okay, and when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell upon the earth, which is like of nature, and first voice which I uttered was crying, as all others do. So basically, he's telling you he was brought forth through a man. Okay, just that simple. It's not hard to understand. It's plain as day. It's not rocket sciences, bro. I mean, we just pretty much prove without a shadow of a doubt that man gets the begots to see. The man creates the life. You women helps to finish the creation of life, but initially we start the process. Without us, there's no starting. Without us, there's no getting pregnant. Okay, but we don't need y'all to have seed in us. Okay, but without us, y'all not getting pregnant. And y'all can say, well, without us, y'all can't have a child. That's absolutely right. But still, the first process, we have living seed inside of us. And you need our seed in order for you to get pregnant. Even if it is an artificial pregnancy, they're still putting some type of sperm inside you, man. I think they call it like artificially inseminated or some shit, some craziness, man. You know, but this is why this man has to get taken out. And anybody that thinks and believes like him, they got to go too. Because we shouldn't be arguing about what the hell a man and who gives life. It's simple. Okay, it's simple. But anyway, this is the book of Jeremiah 16, and I'm going to start at verses 3. It says, but thus says the Lord concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, and concerning the mothers that bear them. Bear means to come between our legs. You push them out. You know, you hold that, you push them out. And concerning their fathers that begot them in the land. Okay, it's not a hard concept to understand. All right. Bear, same thing, man. Begot, same thing. But they had to make the two distinctive purposes between the words, but nonetheless, it's the same thing. You know, you bore them, you know, they push from between your legs and we put them inside you. It's simple. But anyway, man, I'm going to end this, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim and Yahweh Shai. Lord's will, you will edify it to the next lesson. Shalom.